I may hate drama in my life, but I love talking about the drama in yours.
I may watch too much reality TV, but you're listening to me talk about it. Hello, hello, hello. Once again, here we are for our third episode. This is your host, Fumi.
And this is B. Glad you're back to join us.
And you have tuned in to Realitea V.
Yes. Thanks for joining us again. It's been a great day. How's your week been? How was your holidays?
Meh. I mean, it was cool. I saw family. I went back to LA.
Yeah.
Saw my grandma, which is probably the highlight of my holiday little weekend. I was able to have 5 wonderful days off.
Yes.
In a row.
Right. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, but I will say, and I might be a little bit ashamed about it. Mm-hmm. It was my first time actually really helping with Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was me and my sister and my grandma much cooking. So that was fun.
Oh,
but
sounds
overall, it was cool. Saw some people I haven't seen in a while. Being that just moved out here in Vegas at the end of June. But overall, it was cool. I didn't have to work. I still got paid on my PTO days.
Right. Can't argue with PTO.
Yeah, but
so that's good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. How was your week, B?
It was really great. Probably one of the best weekends I've had in a very long time. Very relaxing. Wow. Very nice. Very fun time. Mm-hmm. Celebrated my auntie's 65th birthday.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
So, yeah, I was there for that. Spent some time with the family, with the little ones who are no longer little. Right. So, yeah, all that good stuff.
Don't they make you feel old as fuck?
Yeah. Especially, my youngest cousin.
Yeah.
I was, maybe 8 or 9 when she was born. I always looked at her like a little sister. Now she's, 22 with the kid. And I'm like, where did the time go? I still look at you as 10. But, yeah. No, full grown.
Not when you got some kids.
Right. They're full grown adults now. So, it's life.
That's good. I don't know if I have any interesting stories to tell everyone today for the past week.
Yeah. It's been, I guess, a little more chill week. I don't really have a story. I have more of a PSA.
Oh, shit.
And it's going to come off a little harsh, but that's not at all my intention. It's
Where's my sunglasses
pretty much...
get the shade. It's real.
No. It should not be taken as shade. I can't guarantee that it will not be, but it's not meant to be. Okay. And this also, it applies not only to our beloved reality TV shows that we watch, but it also applies to the life of us schmegular, degular people. And I've noticed that with reality shows, there are certain people that can start certain businesses, such as Bethany Frankel from Real Housewives of New York, Cardi B from Love and Hip Hop New York, Tamara with her Cut Fitness, from Orange County, and they thrive. And then there's other people that, Love and Hip Hop. You've been on the show for 5 years. Every episode, you're in the studio, but we never hear any music. So we wonder, wait, are you really doing music? Or you are like the great, infamous Sonia Morgan, who every season you go from making toaster ovens
to having the Sonia Morgan collection.
Yes, to Tipsy Girl wine. You just
off Broadway.
Yes, you're just all over the place, and nothing ever seems to go anywhere. And I'm noticing that exact trend and habit, even with us regular people trying to start businesses. And I say this to say, even me, I am an event planner. And so there are things with me starting my company that it's I want to rush ahead and do, but I'm you know what? I don't have the resources to really execute this to its best ability. So I'm just going to have some patience and wait.
Right.
As opposed to me just up and doing it, and then it's a big old mess, and then I have people looking at me like, I don't want you planning nothing for me. Like, you know.
Ultimately, you want it to be done correctly. So.
Exactly. So I say this to say, even for, you know, people on social media, even if you're like starting your own businesses or your own ventures, definitely go into it. If you have a passion, do it. But just do it right. Do it professionally. Because I'm noticing that, especially with the whole trend of, you know, support Black businesses. As a Black woman, I would love to support, you know, my brothers and sisters.
Right.
However, if your product is not up to par.
Or service.
Yes, if your product or service is not up to par, I don't care if you're yellow, blue, black.
Peach.
Peach.
You do have a story.
I'm not supporting you. So.
But it's not even that you're not supporting.
Yeah, it's just
ultimately,
I can't. Right.
I'm trying to support you.
Right.
But I don't want to waste my money.
And my money
on
is
horrible service or a product.
And my money is way too valuable, and my time, to put it behind something that I'm not going to be satisfied with. You know? So that's why I say this to say, if you are starting a business or anything, if you need to slow down a little bit, you can only do a little bit at a time, please just take your time and do it as that, instead of trying to be like, you know what, in the next year, I'm going to do this, start 4 other businesses, and then I'm going to do this. No. Unless you have millions of dollars to put behind it, then okay, I guess go for it.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Think of Elon Musk, Bill Gates,
yeah.
Steve Jobs, rest his soul. They never really did a billion things at one time.
No.
That's like Steve Jobs was trying to do the MacBook computer or the Mac computer and iPods and iPhones all at the same damn time.
No, never happened.
No.
I mean, my life in junior high would have been a lot more lit with the iPod.
But it would have been lit because it would have been bullshit.
It wouldn't have worked. It's
just one step at a time. Or the Google empire releasing Google Play, Chrome, and what am I missing?
What else do they release?
Google Drive, all at the same time.
Yeah, and their Gmail is still shitty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, no, you have to do things in a certain way to where, yes, you can have a fucking empire, but you can't do it to where it's all at one time.
Right, do it right. Because once the word gets out, or you have the presentation that your product or your service is shitty, it's going to be very, very hard to come back from that. I can throw 100 awesome events. But if I throw one really bad one, chances are it's going to be a lot easier for people to remember that bad event as opposed to all the good stuff. It's not always like, oh, wish it wasn't like that, but that's just how it is. So I just say this to say, going forward, we're about to go into a new year, and I know a lot of you have the whole new year, new me. So if you do have that mentality, just think of quality, not quantity. That's all I ask.
And not speed either.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of us, especially in our generation, all of us are business-minded, business-focused type of people.
Right.
But then again, we are in a generation where we want everything now.
Yes.
And that's, I guess, the thing that's kind of like not working with us is that we want everything right now.
Yes. And
the old school way is just one step at a time. I personally think multitasking is a fucking myth. Mm-hmm. It's just saying you have a whole bunch of uncompleted tasks instead of one completed task at a time.
Yes, and you will end up like Sonia Morgan, who, great person to have fun with, but the minute she talks about a business adventure or an idea, no one takes her serious because, like, here we go again.
Right.
So don't be like Sonia Morgan in the business, sector of her life. Yes. Be like Bethany, be like Tamara, be like the people, be like Cardi B. You know, you do what you have to do. And then when it's time for you to present yourself as a rapper, you are presented in a good fashion. And you're not like other people that have been on Love and Hip Hop for 5 seasons and you have yet to even see a Billboard chart.
Now she's nominated.
Yeah.
For 2 Grammys.
Yes.
Look at God.
Right.
But she pretty much did that route. She took a step at a time. Mm-hmm. She didn't try to do a whole bunch of different things at the same time.
Right.
So anybody was like, oh, well, she was doing rap in the show at the same time. No. You probably didn't know Cardi B before she got on Love and Hip Hop. There's a lot of people who followed her beforehand.
Her
and
progress,
she actually had
really.
been started on her music before Love and Hip Hop.
Yes.
So, no, she didn't do them at the same time. She already had started her music. Then the next step was Love and Hip Hop. Mom
right.
Scott even said, she told us, she's like, first of all, we went to her, and she made it very clear that she was only going to do 1 season. And when the first season was up, she was like, you know what, I'll do 1 more. And that was it. Because she knew that she didn't want Love and Hip Hop to be her complete and utter meal ticket.
Right.
To where she's only performing in these small super... Where is she? She was in Paris or something last night?
Yeah, tonight, I think.
Or Amsterdam or something like that. And they know... Come on now. Some of these other Love and Hip Hop stars don't even get outside of New York and L.A.
No. Definitely not. You don't even hear their song on the radio.
I know, I don't.
Maybe New York or, their local station, but as far as, like, coast to coast...
We haven't heard anything on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood in L.A., locally.
Dang, you is right.
Let's be real.
Yeah. So, yeah, just put...
I think New York caters better to local than L.A. does, but I just feel like it's a whole bunch of wasted studio time and money.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, well, I don't know if, like, they're just saying they're in the studio for sake of the script of the show or, you're really doing music.
Right.
So, yeah. So, anyways, I just say that to say, and another thing. Right. Another big thing before we go off into it.
What's that?
People seem to confuse, I guess, because it's the popular thing to say, and they even say it on reality shows. Their favorite line is, well, I'm building a brand. And it's like, what? Do you even know what that is? Do you know what it is, or do you just hear other people say it and it's like, it sounds good? So I took the liberty of Googling what's the difference between a brand and a business. Right. Because frankly, a lot of people, you're saying, I'm building a brand. It's like, no, you're building your business. I'm starting a brand. You're starting a business. Like, know the context because, and I say this because it might sound shady, but I say this because I love you all. If you're listening, I want you to do great things. I want you to go far. So I don't want you to get in front of somebody who actually knows their shit and is like 5 times more successful to help you. And you're like, well, I'm just building my brand. And they're like, you stupid peasant, it's a business.
You don't even go here.
Exactly. So, really, really, really quick, I hopped on the good old Google, that's what it's here for,
right?
To find out what is the difference between a brand and a business. And according to what Google has said, well, Google is being very slow right now, but I will tell you what they said. A brand is such things as Chipotle, Coca-Cola. It's your personality of your business. So Coca-Cola has, it surpassed drinks or soft drinks. Chipotle, when you think of, burritos, it's like one of the first things that come to mind. Well, now, with Chipotle and the health scares, it's,
I haven't had Chipotle since.
I had it once before I left, and I'm still here.
And you thought you were risking your life.
I was scared. I was really scared. And, it was still a very long line in there. So I'm like, okay, well. So, yes, it extends far beyond what your business is. So I'm just going to read to you guys the difference between a brand and a business because Right. So, it says here, yes, let me find my place. Are you building a business or are you building a brand? Silly questions. You might be thinking you're trying to do both, but that might be a mistake. What's good for the business is not necessarily good for the brand. What's a brand anyway? It's a word that stands for something in the mind of prospects. That definition, by the way, is at odds with conventional thinking. Blah. Okay, whatever. Let's get to the good stuff. Chevrolet is one of the world's best-known automobile brands. But how valuable is the Chevrolet brand? Not very.
Pretty shitty.
See? So, you know. I guess, yes. So in the context of...
So is that explaining the reputation of Chevrolet?
Yes.
So a brand is pretty much the reputation of something.
Yes. So, sorry, I should have bookmarked the website that I came across last night.
It's pretty perfect.
Yes. It was actually quite shady, too. I was like, ooh, maybe this is it, from LinkedIn. But basically, long story short, I don't want to keep you guys, waiting. In the very beginning stages, even in the middle stages of your business, you're not building a brand. You're building a business. Your business becomes a brand when the brand of what you have surpasses your business.
So pretty much if it comes to the top of anybody's head.
Yes, like Nike.
Right, right.
When
when
you
they think about makeup, they think about Fenty. Or
yes, MAC.
Or okay.
Yes.
Makes sense. So people using this term brand are just using it however the fuck they want and
because
think
it
that
sounds
it's
nice.
the best thing on God's green earth. But it's like, no one even knows you type of situation.
Exactly. So you wait until your business will become a brand on its own.
But it's supposed to be a brand based on the perception, right?
Yes, and the personality.
So kind of it goes back to what we were saying before. If we feel like your service or product is shitty and we don't want to do it, you might have a brand, but you're branded,
right,
stamped in a sense as horrible and shitty.
Exactly. So just something to think about. Some good old New Year, New Me knowledge to go into.
Why? I hate that phrase.
Well, yeah, I've hated it now for a few years, but it's not going to stop with us hating it. So it's like, okay, do you. Maybe, this year you'll actually do what you're supposed to do. I want you to. Like, it would be great if you're like, you know what, this year I'm about to do this, this, and that. And by the end of the year, it's like you've accomplished 2/3 of that. I will give you a big kudos. So let me just make that clear before we even go into our show. I don't hate New Year's resolutions. I just hate the fact that, people really lag with keeping them. And then it's like every November or December, you end up having the exact same resolutions. Right. So I don't have a problem with you, New Year, New Me, and you actually follow through. Then it's, like I said, kudos to you. Very proud of your growth. But if you're just saying it because it sounds nice on social media and it'll get you some likes, yeah, you're pretty whack. So.
Can people stop doing stuff for likes, though?
Likes are addictive.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Likes are addictive.
Oh, I thought you said a dick pic.
Oh.
I was like, wait, what?
Not on my watch.
No.
That's rude. That's gross. That's nasty. Please leave. And the good words of Heather Dubrow.
Oh, God. That was one of the things I missed from Heather Dubrow.
Right.
Speaking of Heather Dubrow, actually, we wanted to go back to our story. Because we didn't have too much of a reality TV shows this week. So we were on our way to this dear old studio here. And so my son was coming along with us. And I have this joke that I'm like, I'm going to eat you. He'd be like, no, I'm not food. And I tell him like, oh, well, you're chocolate. He said, I'm not chocolate. I'm black. Now in my head, I said, that's right, son. You say what you are. And I was just like, you know what? What color is B? He said, a different color? I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, she's peach. Now, B was very offended.
A little, because... And I was offended for, like, the actual real light brights. Because if you don't know me or seen a picture, you think, oh, she must be, like, light as fuck. But it's like, I'm a good, like, Megan Good, Regina Hall complexion.
You know them crayon boxes don't have a wide variety, like, Fenty Beauty of...
But peach?
Peach, I guess it's the closest thing. You don't know mocha and latte and all that
brown?
Stuff. Yeah,
I was like, brown? No, I thought you were white.
Yeah, he did say. He was like, well, I thought she was white. I had the biggest laugh of all time.
What a white crayon looks like.
A blank.
Right, I'm like, white? I wouldn't have been in slavery. My privilege would be a lot higher, buddy. Get your facts straight. Like, white.
She said herself so offended by the 6-year-old. I laughed so hard. Right. So I'm like, oh, you can just be called Princess Peach.
No.
No? You don't want to be Princess Peach?
No, I'm black. A little white, but I would have still got my ass beat in slavery. There is no light skin privilege over here.
But yeah, that's our story for the week. It was pretty funny.
Peach.
Speaking of white, so I got some dating profiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I checked my dating profile on Black People Meet, and I had this white man send me a message. Now, some people might find this very ironic, but I've actually had talked to another white guy before, like a long time ago when I was into dating or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, oh. So I looked on his profile. He was like, I have gotten some messages saying that people were, kind of offended that I was on this website. But he was like, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I just am attracted to black and mixed women.
That's fair.
So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, how do you guys meet on blackpeoplemeet.com?
Right.
You look at him like, but you're a white man. Like,
right.
And you with this chocolate woman. And that's pretty, but he was 49. He had 4 kids. He's a divorcee. So, yeah, we're going to keep that pushing. So,
could have been something, but now we'll never know.
What do you mean?
It could have been something, but now we'll never know.
A 49-year-old with 4 kids and
if
divorcee?
you were interested, it could have been something.
I mean, who would be interested in that?
Somebody.
He's 49. He's sending a 29, soon to be 30-year-old a wink.
Did the wink look like that? All retarded and shaky? No offense.
That was Pops from Wayne's Brothers.
Right. Like...
Don't tell nobody.
Oh, well.
Anyway, let's get this party started with this.
Yes.
Episode. So, as you know, we had Thanksgiving, and being that we're on a holiday season, sometimes...
break, bitch.
She's wilding today, I'm telling you. I guess it's people who made her mad about this brand versus business situation, so she's over here with fruit snacks to settle her boiling blood. But we do have a couple episodes we can talk about. First episode we wanted to talk about was Teen Mom OG had its premiere this week. Now, I have been watching the whole 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom franchise since the beginning. So these are the original girls. Back when there were only 4. Remember in 16 Pregnant when they did the third batch of girls? It was like 10. And it was like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Bitches were coming out of the woodworks.
Right. They're like, I want to do it. I want to do it.
God damn it.
Ultimately,
maybe my life would be a little different.
Teen Mom and Teen Mom 2 were the only ones that really stuck. And Teen Mom 3, they were able to bring Brianna into Teen Mom 2. But these are the only 2 out of the 16 and Pregnant franchise girls that actually stuck and have been keep on going. I don't think they're going to do any more 16 and Pregnant. I think they're supposed to do Teen Mom New Jersey or something like that. And why they're getting canceled, I don't know.
Oh.
So, it actually, which is different, they actually started filming during the reunion of last season. So we got to see some of the backstage stuff going on. And then there was this part where Macy was on stage talking about Ryan's drug use and how he needed help and things of that nature. And you had his wife, Mackenzie, come on stage with this prepared speech. I guess she feels like she can never get a word in edgewise, so she wanted to write it all down. But it's pretty much a letter saying that Macy exploited Ryan's storyline of drug use for her own benefit.
Wow.
Now, in my personal opinion, she's stupid, Mackenzie. You decided to marry a man that you knew was a drug addict. It was caught on camera with Macy nowhere in sight of him driving like a maniac. And then you thought you were turning off the cameras. Duh, there's audio. And you asked him, well, did you take another Xanax or whatever pill he pops at the time? I don't know if he's still, sober or whatever now. But then you want to blame it on Macy.
You need a scapegoat.
Because you want to feel like stupid.
Right. Yeah, because, off what she said. It's easier to have all this other shit going on and distract yourself by pointing the finger at someone else rather than being like, my husband has a problem. And the person I didn't want to acknowledge was right the whole time is. So I'm going to find a way to make you the bad guy. Somehow, some way. Sadly.
I mean, but why are you blaming her for the exploitation when he knows he's on a show, he's popping these pills? It was later found out in the episode he was spending $10,000 a week.
Right. But now that I guess he's in the... because once again, I'm such a bad viewer because I didn't watch the full episode. But I guess now that he's in rehab, I almost did it in quotation marks, not intentional. He was actually in rehab. I guess one of the things that came up was Macy being a trigger for him. So now for her, so now for her, like I said, instead of being like telling her husband, like, you need to face your shit, you need to fix your shit, this is what you need to do to get better, it's easy to be like, okay, well, you need to get better. But the bigger picture is Macy's here doing this and this and that. It makes it easier for her and him to put the blame on Macy. Do I agree with it or believe it at all? Absolutely not. It's all bullshit.
But what exactly has she done to the point where he got to pop pills and get addicted to it?
Exactly. But if my predictions with how reality TV works, not production, but they probably are going to try to somehow put his problems on Macy, whether it's the way they co-parent, whether it's how she treats him, or if he's allowed to see Bentley, or somehow they're going to try to find a way. Like, when I heard them say that, I'm like, oh, okay, so now you're going to try to use your problem as to make Macy the blame, which is fucked up.
But he's been doing bullshit stuff when it comes to Bentley this whole time. Since 16 and pregnant. He has been doing absolutely nothing on camera. So just because I'm speaking facts, you want to say because I'm speaking facts, that makes him feel bad, and then that makes him use. Like, no, you're not 17 anymore. Get over yourself. Like, you can't use it as an excuse. Just say you don't know how to cope with everything that's going on, and that's what made you use.
Right. That would be the responsible thing to say.
That would be the responsible thing to say.
And it might get said later, but I was like, okay, so right now you're going to try to make her out to be the bad guy. Okay.
So I thought it was freaking awesome. We actually did a poll on Twitter. So at the end of Mackenzie's speech on a letter, and Mackenzie was like, was a speech on a letter. And Macy was like, I'm not exploiting him. And she tried to get all upset. I think she felt stupid. Yeah. So that's why she walked off set. The part we didn't see.
I'm never doing this show again. Right. Vicky Gumble said. The queen of walk off. I'm never doing this show again. I'm done.
And she's right there.
Until the next segment.
Right. And so Mackenzie walks off stage. Amber, she was watching this backstage the whole time. And out of both the Team Mom OG and Team Mom 2, I feel like the three girls, excluding Farrah for obvious reasons, are much more close-knit than the girls on Teen Mom 2.
Yeah.
They're like been on TV for 10 years, so they're really close. So Amber, that's such a fucking bullshit. And so when Mackenzie's walking backstage, she's like, I think what you did was a cut move. Mm-hmm. Like, and she just kind of, Mackenzie just kind of looked at her like, and just like walked off. So I did a poll on Twitter, and I pretty much wanted to know everyone's opinion that follows on Twitter or see our tweets about how do you feel what Brandy did, wrong show. Amber did as far as like defending Macy. So the question was, do you think Amber was being a good friend towards Macy when she defended her against Mackenzie? Out of 28 votes, 93% felt like Amber was being a good friend. I would have done that too. Mm-hmm. Like, and Mackenzie has a child from another relationship. Oh. So I don't know that whole relationship between her and the father of her other child. I don't know if they were married or anything like that. But at some point, let's say you were with a man, you had a child with him, and that man was never doing his part. And you marry a man, and now you want to defend him when the other man you didn't defend. Yep. You chastise him.
Yeah. It's very, very hypocritical.
Because you're only doing it because you're wanting the relationship to be positive and last. Right. So you want to be a yes woman. Yeah. In a sense. Mm-hmm. Like, no. You have to be like,
my husband. And...
You need to be Ayanna and say, not on my watch. Get your ass to a rehab. And I'm not marrying you until you do it. You still married the man. You knew that he was on drugs. You knew that he was around his child being high. Right. And you still want to talk shit to Macy. Yeah. Macy been minding her own business, got her husband, got her kids, got her house, got her t-shirt business, got the other business. Like, she's not worried about you. She even said she liked you at one point because she felt like you were changing him in a positive way. Yeah. But you wanted being just like everybody else, a yes man to Ryan. Yeah. And you were an enabler. Yeah. Point blank, period. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, on to the next topic of Teen Mom. Butch is back out of jail. Yes. I think he relapsed or did something parole violation. He had to wind up going back to jail. So he got out of jail, but this time he's off probation. I really appreciate Caitlyn and Tyler's whole storyline because they've been very open and honest about everything since the beginning. Between adoption, they're having a rockiness in their relationship. You know, Caitlyn and her mental health issues, Butch and his drug use and being relapse and all that. What I can appreciate what Butch is doing is he knows that he wants to change, and he makes an effort to get Dr. Drew involved. Yeah. Or he's made an effort to go to church because he said he's tired of using and it's just hard for him to change. And he knows a mindset.
Yeah, he's definitely trying. He's putting in the effort. Good for him.
And I appreciate Tyler not enabling him, but always trying to say, hey, you have to do better. Yeah. I haven't seen anything. Well, I'm not a professional or anything, but I haven't seen personally in my mind what an enabler would be in Tyler's case.
No.
He'll give him a place to stay, but I haven't seen him give him money or buy drugs for him.
Yeah, make excuses, things like that.
Or stuff like that. Pretty much when he knows Butch is doing wrong, he'd be like, nope, back on drugs. Or be like, Barbara, you, hi.
Oh God, that woman.
So classic.
They are funny.
Such a classic. Mm-hmm. But Farrah, to be quite honest, I really try to see stuff from Farrah's point. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why I do that is because I know that people go through traumatic things in their life. And sometimes those traumatic things come from family. And it does affect you more than if a stranger would do it.
Right.
But I don't understand. I really don't understand
and then
what has happened to the point where she acts the way that she does.
Right. And then it confuses me because it's like, okay, you have had traumatic things happen to you, but you've also, since being on 16 and Pregnant, you've also been on about 3 different reality shows, which were supposed to give you therapy to either help your family issues or just your own issues by itself. And nothing really in terms of her anger or how she views things. Nothing has really seemed, from a viewer's perspective, to have made a change. So I'm like, so are you really trying to get over whatever had happened to you as a kid that was so traumatizing? I remember on one of the shows that she was on with Dr. Jen, she was like, I can't talk about the things I've went through as a kid. And I think she even still uses her as a therapist today. And so she was like, well, do you want me to cut the cameras off and we can talk about it? And she
that
did.
was couples therapy,
yes.
But her boyfriend at the time left. And
yes.
She was still doing
and
it
then
herself.
Dr. Jen was like, what she just told me was so horrific and I never heard.
And she said she was crying.
Yeah.
And like
I never heard of anyone ever have to go through that. And it's like, okay. But once again, from a viewer's perspective, I see no change. So either you have embraced what you went through and you're like, you know what? It's made me this type of person. I'm just going to be this type of person. Or I'm not going to say she's a liar. I would hope,
I just think her perception is off.
Yeah. Oh, it's very off.
I don't think that she's lying.
Yeah.
I just think her perception... You know what? I don't even say that her perception is off. I think she just used some of these things as an excuse. Now,
right.
If she acted like the way she does just towards her mom and her dad and not other people that have nothing to do with what happened in her past,
right.
then maybe I would like, you know what, maybe it's just her family.
Right.
But the way she's talked to employees, the way she's talked to the crew of Teen Mom, the way she's talked of help, like she's rude and disrespectful.
She called Ocho Cinco's mom a black monkey.
Let's not forget about that.
So I'm waiting for a black person to catch you in the streets. Wow.
Like, it's like, I try to see where you're coming from, but you just do things that's like, there's no way in hell I'm going to say, well, I understand, because I don't. And I'm really good for understanding why people say, do, and act the way that they do.
Right. And it's even, I know we haven't really dived, sorry, these fruit snacks. I know we haven't even dived into her full situation, but even with her family, like, I know that there's dysfunctional families. I know Farrah has her load of crap that she's done. And I even know that, like, her family has their share of things that they have done or not done. But it's like on both of their ends, I look at them and I'm like, well, when is enough enough? Like, Farrah talks to her mom and dad like they are useless dogs every chance she gets. And it's like, well, if you are really that miserable, why have you never made the effort, at least once again from a viewer's perspective, to separate yourself? And then even from her parents, it's like, if she treats you guys and belittles you and treats you so bad, it sounds harsh to say, walk away from your daughter. But at what point do you put your foot down and say, you know what? We have issues. So we're either going to work them out and get over this, or I'm done, because I'm not going to sit here and have my daughter think she could talk to me any type of way.
The problem that I usually see with Farrah is that she wants you to follow her instructions in how to treat and talk to her.
Yeah.
It's always about her.
Yeah.
And how she feels.
Yeah.
Like one time in the last season, it was Sophia's birthday. All she was trying to tell her dad, and for those that you don't know, Michael is her biological father. She calls him Michael on purpose to belittle him.
Because she doesn't respect him
Because she doesn't respect him as a man. This is what she said in her own words when they were on Marriage Boot Camp Family Edition. So I'm not just saying that just to say it. That's what she said. And
literally.
Yeah. And she was like, just go get the balloons out of the fucking car. Like, why are you yelling about balloons in the car?
Like, I can't imagine a world where even my dad, who I don't really have a relationship with, where I could yell at him like that and that would be okay. Or even my mom. Like, I feel like even if I was even, I don't know. Like,
but it's not even like, it's one thing where it's being wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not even going to waste your energy to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like if your parents have done or still doing things to you that you feel are just utterly wrong
and unforgivable.
Let's say Farrah is completely right in her perception and things that are still going on now and things that have happened to where she was younger. Why do you keep putting yourself in a position where those feelings and emotions keep coming back? You got money.
And you have a daughter now. So you're and she's older. So you're teaching her, this is okay for me to talk to people like this.
Right. But then she tried to talk to her in her car like, oh, well, we don't really say things. We like all people. But the next scene, she's calling her mom a fucking bitch.
Yeah. So what happens if in about like 10 years when, you know, your daughter asks for you to do something, you don't do it, and she's like, well, fuck you too, you fucking bitch. Then what are you going to do? You're probably going to sit there.
Unfortunately, and I'm not trying to be funny, that is going to happen.
Yeah, and you're going to sit there and be like, I don't know why she would do that. And then it's like, well, my mom was a bitch to me. I've always been so good to her. It's like, no.
And I'm nothing like my mom. Yes, it's like,
you kind of are. You put her in that environment. And I
haven't seen her mom call her a fucking bitch on camera.
Yeah. And it's like, I hate to, I guess, judge another mother. Well, I'm not a mom, but I hate to judge her. But by the little common sense that I do have about parenting, I'm like, what your daughter is seeing, either she's going to A, duplicate it, or B,
be traumatized.
She's going to be traumatized.
But that's not even really judging her. Dr. Jen has said this before.
Yeah.
To her. She said, you guys have to stop arguing in front of her. That's just a given.
Yeah.
To parents and non-parents. Even people arguing in the street. Some people, they see a kid, they'll try to calm down or whatever because it's a child.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, it's really awkward to me.
Yeah, it really is.
That if anything, at MTV exploiting this.
Yeah.
This is exploitation.
At its finest. And I feel partially like her parent, especially her mom, plays into it because she's like, well, yeah, my daughter treats me like crap, but
her dad is just as bad, if not worse.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't watch it faithfully.
She calls him Michael.
Yeah, I don't. Well, apparently
at least
she
still calls her mom. She says, I don't think you're a man. You don't have balls. So I'm going to call you Michael.
Yeah, that's...
And he's still around.
Yeah, that's...
It's like they're trying to do their version of buying gifts and apologizing. But I'm not about to sit here and be degraded just for you to have some peace of mind that you're not getting all of these years.
Because, and they might not realize it, and Farrah might not even realize it, but part of her dysfunction is her interaction with her parents. So her parents could probably be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing this with you. I'm done. And you might see a bit of a change in her because her parents are actually quite essential to her storyline. I don't know if she realizes it.
Of course.
I don't. Yeah. So
they are her storyline.
Yeah.
What other storyline if she didn't have her parents around? What other storyline would keep her going? Simon?
Oh, that's her boyfriend. Yeah.
Not even.
A man to degrade. Like, she needs a subject because that's really the only thing. People tune into Teen Mom actually to see, like, how they are progressing with their lives as parents. Farrah,
after being so young.
Exactly. Farrah, I would say, sadly, is the only one that's like, you tune in to watch the train wreck. Like, she's not even the only teen mom that has had her issues. There has been other teen moms that have had their problems, but they've seemingly got their lives together. For me, what it looks like is Farrah is really the only one that it's like, when she comes, soon as she comes on the screen, it's like, all right, what bullshit?
Her name on the screen.
That little like, circular rainbow.
Yeah, of name.
Right, it's like, oh, what bullshit are you about to bring now? Who are you about to cuss out now? So her storyline is dependent upon drama, and sadly, her parents are.
I don't even see why MTV puts up with it.
Let's
be real. Like, she says no one from MTV can use her bathroom, and she has a porta potty outside of her house.
Yeah.
She's even treating the executive producer, the person helping write your checks from MTV, you are telling them they can't use your restroom.
Yeah. And it's like, she's not, I don't have access to the numbers, but I'm like, from what I have seen of the show goes very smoothly without her. She's not a needed person.
Because the numbers were pretty good before the other girls knew that she was going to come back.
Yeah. So.
Because it was going to be a season without her, and people were like, actually good.
Yeah. So I think.
And here's another thing, too. She has money.
Yeah.
We know that it's not from MTV.
Yeah.
We know where it's from, and she wants to cuss out anybody and everybody who brings it up, even though that's where her money is from.
Right.
She's had sex toys made, copied from her body. Yeah. She's done appearance parties.
Right.
She's done all that kind of stuff. So she has money. She has a Maserati. She has a house here in Austin. She has a house in LA. Like, you have money. Okay, you had a situation. You weren't happy about it, according to you, on couples therapy with Dr. Jen. You got your money from it. You couldn't get out of it, or whatever the case may be. Fine. Why are you treating your parents like slaves? And why are you parents keep tolerating it and bucking to her every need?
Is the check really? Is it worth it?
Well, yeah, but that's the problem. They keep the cycle going.
Yeah.
Because Farrah doesn't like her parents. And she only wants them to talk to her a certain way. Sometimes she's completely and utterly fine.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. But once they say something she feels is so irritating, it's automatically
and it won't even have to be anything wrong. It will just be like, I think one time I was watching an episode and she was like, she was complaining about something, and her mom was like, man, that's horrible. Yeah, we got to see what we can do to fix that. I fucking know that, Mom. Why are you I'm like, she it's like she's one of those people. Like, I don't know if she has friends or, she's close with other family members, but it's like, it seems like everybody in her life has to literally walk, maybe with the exception of Sophia, walk on eggshells just to have a normal conversation. And it doesn't even have to be like a sensitive subject, like about her life choices or her parenting. It could just be like, what do you want to eat for dinner? It's like, let me not suggest Italian first, because this bitch could just be like, you stupid bitch, we had Italian 2 weeks ago.
She reminds me of Gretchen Wieners. No, sorry. Regina George. She reminds me of Regina George.
Yeah, a much more annoying.
God, Karen, you're so stupid. It's like,
stop trying to make fetch happen. Like, whoa, it was getting somewhere. Fetch was going places.
Oh my God, that's so vintage. Oh my God, I hate the effing skirt. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. So
it's just, and then so I asked people, what were their thoughts on this whole premiere, and Miss Stories on Twitter says, because before I even read that, there was a situation at Farrah's birthday. She just turned 26. At the weekend of the reunion for last season. So they had this whole thing at some place in New York, because that's where the reunion was filmed. And her mom is getting married to a doctor.
Yeah.
And the doctor and Farrah got into it and pretty much said, fuck you to each other, flip the bird and all that kind of stuff. And this is the first time anybody in this storyline that is Farrah that has really been toe to toe with her. Like, you're crazy. You're disrespectful.
I'm not backing down from you.
I'm not backing down from you.
You're a little girl and I'm a grown ass man.
Right. So with her being the way she is, she tries to degrade and belittle men when she feels like they're not bowing to her as some type of queen. So Miss Stories on Twitter said Farrah's stepdad-to-be deserves an award for challenging her. That's why she hates him, because he won't back down. Yeah. And then she also made a comment about Macy. She should continue what she's doing with Bentley, and she can't be tarnished for somebody else's issues that, you know, Mackenzie knew about and was trying to be blind to it. But that's pretty much what Miss Stories said on Twitter. But it was a pretty eventful first episode for the season. I know Amber's going through it with Matt. There was a lie detector test on the last season. She's like, you motherfucker with your little ass dick. She was going off.
And the truth comes out.
Yeah, I know, right? But it was sad because she really did defend her relationship because he's much older than her. It came out that he had all these kids she didn't know about. And Gary brought it to her attention. Not in the best way, Gary, but he was concerned. But positive note, Gary and Amber's relationship is much better co-parenting wise.
That's always a
It's
plus.
still rocky.
Right.
I feel like Gary sometimes he just does too much.
Yeah.
But overall it's pretty good. But now she's Amber's in this position like, what do I do?
I mean,
and we asked on Twitter, like, what do you think she should do? And a whopping 100% of you said, kick him to the curb. And the question specifically was, do you think Amber should leave Matt? The options were throw him to the curb and she should hear Matt out. 100%. 20 votes.
Yeah, there's... For a person, period, there is nothing lower than hiding or lying about you having kids. Because that means if you're hiding and lying about it, then you probably don't take very good care of them. And I know even with a lot of single parents, and especially with women, I can't really speak for the man side, but I know it's very, not prevalent, but it's a trend where some men will neglect their responsibility with their own kids and then go and play stepdad with another person and their kids, or start a new family with them. And it's like, well, what about your firstborn? So I guess I'm kind of looking at it from, Amber's perspective of, well, she has a kid, and you're sitting here living a lie, and you're on TV. Let's just get to the basic. Did you really think you were going to be able to be on TV and your kids was not going to come to light?
From the other mothers.
Did you really think you were going to be able to hide it? Did you think you'd be able to tell her before it came out? How did you think you were going to hide that? And how did you think you were about to be on TV and play house with this other person and it not come out? You thought Amber was going to be like, oh, well, he treats my daughter like a princess and, we have a happy family, so that doesn't matter. Is that what you thought? I'm just... Men.
Matt. In this situation. But, yeah, she's in this process of trying to figure out what she can do with him.
I can tell you what you can do. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. I can't tell you. Get rid of his bitch ass. Because didn't he steal your money, too?
Yeah. What about the $30,000? What happened to my money, bitch?
A man couldn't get $30 past me.
And let me tell you something. From what we've seen from Amber throughout the years, kudos to you for really, holding your own
and not putting the
because
paws
if
on
you
him.
were old Amber, you would have been like,
Right.
catch these fucking hands.
Right. I'm like, if you would beat Gary for looking at you wrong, then
this is like a more justified reason
yeah, I'm
to
like,
be like,
this man
I'm
stole
gonna have to tell you.
30,000.
Like, these women got coins. They've been on the show for 10 years. You know,
Yeah.
they got get money.
It's sad.
All these women younger than me own houses, maybe 2.
Yeah.
You didn't see Tyler and Caitlyn buy 3 houses.
Yeah. It's like every other season, we need a new house. Like, okay.
And I'm over here in an apartment. Granted, it's better than LA. Now I'm in Vegas.
Right.
But
Count
I'm
your
like,
blessings, but
damn.
yeah.
But yeah, they got money and all that. But anyway, we talked about that show for quite some time.
Yeah.
But
so
it was the
that's
first
that.
episode, so we kind of had to recap what happened the last season, which the show did itself.
Yeah.
Being that it was a runoff from the reunion last season. So moving on to the OC, Real Housewives of Orange County had their part 2 finale. The last part of the OC reunion. And what were your thoughts?
I'm going to start off with, I guess, what really grinded my gears, which was Peggy. Yeah, I just had to make sure I didn't say the wrong name.
Yeah.
Peggy I've always said since episode 1, I was like, something about Peggy just does not fit with this group of women. I don't know if it's her more, conservative personality or what. But she really grinded my gears because, long story short, they ran tests and found cancer, and she had a double mastectomy. But during the show, she was telling people that she didn't have cancer. So people, rightfully so, were like, wait, so you did have cancer? And she's like, well, no, we didn't have cancer. Wait, so why did you get a double mastectomy? Did you have the gene that said? Well, no, we didn't have that. But they said it was 3% cancer. It's like, wait, I'm confused. Not even trying to be like cold-hearted or shady or try to insinuate that she's a liar. They were just genuinely like, wait, I'm confused. So it comes out on the reunion that she's basically just like, well, I did have cancer, but, I didn't want people to have sympathy. But then it goes to like a clip where she's talking to Shannon. She's like, you know what? This whole conversation we've been talking about, you and your husband, you haven't stopped to ask about me. It's like, so you don't want sympathy, but then you did want sympathy. And then on the actual reunion, she was just like, well, I decided to keep it a secret because I didn't want sympathy. I'm like, but you did. It was just a bunch of like confusion. And I honestly feel like it's going to sound cold-hearted, but it's not my intention. It sounds as if instead of fessing up to be like, you know what, I was wrong in this situation or I could have handled this situation, she would just randomly throw out, well, I was in pain because I just had the double mastectomy, or my dad had just died right before filming. And it was like, you're using these other issues, which, I'm not, downplaying the, effect, but she was just a lot. And I really, really hope she decides she's above the show and doesn't return.
But that would, but. Sorry, guys. I just got a text from somebody.
Oh, really?
I did. It threw me off.
Was it a dick pic?
No.
Okay.
If it was a dick pic, I wouldn't be laughing right now. They'd be blocking
So
people.
gross.
It's disgusting. Sorry. Anyway, Losa's probably delete that out.
Actually, no, keep that in. Men need to know dick pics are nasty.
That is real tea. Don't do that.
Right. Unless I ask you.
Unless you guys have a mutual understanding and like that's wanted. Don't just be sending people a picture of your penis and think that's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to show her my dick.
Right.
Like,
Because
no.
first off, if it's not impressive, me and my friends are going to laugh about it.
This is true.
2, I'll probably send it to one of my gay friends. And, I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
You're just setting up yourself
right.
up for failure. Mm-hmm. But going back to Peggy, as a person whose mom is a cancer survivor and as a person who does carry the BRCA2 mutation, it's like you can't pick and choose how you want people to respond to you.
Right.
When you're giving them misinformation.
Right. And the whole season you were just like, I don't want to say lying to people, but you were
withholding information.
And then when people didn't know and didn't treat you the way you wanted to be treated, you felt some type of way.
Because they didn't respond the way you wanted them to respond, but then you didn't tell them what was going on so they could respond to you properly.
Yeah.
Like, that.
Yeah. And they all said at the reunion, had you would have just told us, then...
Well, she said she left early because she didn't like the fact that people were laughing at her.
Which
and
is...
stuff like that.
It was blatantly clear
she wanted to go in her own car and her own jet. That's what she said herself, right?
All right.
And then Megan was like, ooh, your jet.
Challenge here.
Right? No bow wow challenge here. That was some funny shit. But... You said you were mad because you felt like people were making fun of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say at the reunion, well, no, I left because I was in pain and I had my expanders. And then you go back into your breast cancer explanation.
Which was exactly why I was like, I feel like on this reunion, instead of even just owning up or being like, okay, this is what it was, I kind of did overreact or I kind of that. I just felt like she would conveniently, whenever someone or Andy would ask her, well, why did you do this? Or this didn't make sense. I was in pain from cancer. It's like...
And she had the whole season to talk about it. I felt like her and Deco sat down on the couch in their big-ass house in Orange County and was like, okay, how are we going to go about this during the reunion? You know what? Just say that you were in pain from your expanders and cancer.
Yeah.
But if that was really what happened... Then you should have said something.
Right.
That's my huge...
And then on the show, I'm not trying to say you were faking being in pain, but you didn't look or even present yourself as someone who just had that surgery and it was like, okay, physically, I'm still recovering.
Well, she said she was in pain, but then she said, do you know what it feels like to look down and you don't have breasts? Like, okay, when you have a mastectomy of any kind, whether it's preventative or because you are a cancer patient, there are multiple ways of getting the mastectomy reconstruction. One of them being expanders. When you have expanders, you go completely flat.
Right.
And they fill up your expanders at like 50, 60 cc's at a time until they're your size that you want, and then they do an implant exchange. Yeah. So she was at the very beginning stages.
Right. And I hate to say it.
Of it.
Right. Yeah. So, and I hate to say it, but if there was one of those things where it was like, that's why I'm like confused, because I'm like, so did you want to come on this show to maybe get some friends and get support with what you were going through, or were you trying to hide it? Because I'm like, maybe you just, between the death of your dad and having to go through this procedure, maybe you should have backed out. I don't know if maybe like the technicalities of when you signed your contract, maybe it was like too late to back out or anything, but...
Well, she was saying everything really happened within 6 weeks of filming.
Yeah.
By then, I'm pretty sure Bravo knows, like, we're going to bring her on as a new housewife. And then, promo and all that stuff eventually. So, but here's my thing. In the reality, the real world, if you feel some type of way, if you're in some type of pain, you cannot get the response that you feel like is necessary for your situation unless you speak up.
Right. People aren't mind readers. They're not going to read your mind. I had to learn that for myself, being a person who didn't like to really communicate her feelings. Like, people, every now and then someone might hit the nail on the hammer. Wait.
Head.
Yeah, on the head. Mm-hmm. That's what she said. As to like why you're feeling a certain type of way, but for the most part, especially as we get older, no one has time to second guess and sit there and really try to dig and figure out what's wrong. So,
and another thing, I can't stand how she really. These people are telling her, we were not laughing at you.
Even the footage shows.
Like, it's because Tambra peed on herself.
Yeah.
And you're still like, yes, you guys were. Like, well, when I left, you were talking about how your dad called my dad. You really think they were thinking about you that much to where 20, 30 minutes later, they're still laughing at you?
It wasn't that funny.
Like, you are responding as if you guys are all in high school.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just feel like she does too much. She doesn't speak up when she needs to, and when she does, she's speaking up for something that makes no sense. David wasn't prying. David wasn't trying to be all up in your business or being shady.
You guys were giving conflicting fucking stories, so he was just trying to be like, wait.
I feel like Peggy and Deco owe David an apology.
Right.
Like, more of an apology than what they probably have already given him.
Right.
Because y'all made this whole thing for weeks on this show about how David was being disrespectful about your cancer story that you said yourself you didn't have cancer many times. So,
and he even said, he was like, oh, she had cancer. Oh, that sucks.
That sucks. No, that's not good. Like, he was really concerned. Right. And then when he's like, oh, well, she doesn't have cancer. Oh, she doesn't have cancer anymore. Oh, well, she never had cancer. Well, I thought she said she did have cancer.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell somebody we had cancer. They found cancerous cells and I had a mastectomy.
And they're like, well, no, it wasn't cancer. Wait.
So why did you get... Oh, so you had the BRCA gene, right? No, I didn't have that either. So what the fuck did you have the mastectomy for?
It's like saying, you know... I'm just so sad. My mom died last week. It's like, oh, man, that's so sad. If you don't mind me asking, how'd she pass? Well, she didn't really die, but I mean, you know, she's just, it's like, wait,
what?
So did she die? Did she not? Did she die temporarily and come back?
If you volunteer that information, you're going to get questions about it.
And they were voluntary. It was like they wanted, and I hate to say it in the words of Drea, they wanted you to hear their sad story. But then the minute you not even questioned it, but you were just like, man, that really sucks that she had cancer. Well, she didn't have cancer. Well, wait, what is it? It's like they just wanted ears to listen. So pretty much
they forced the storyline this whole season.
Like, you just wanted people,
beginning.
Yes. Because I'm like, the whole cancer thing was always brought up by you two. Like, it wasn't a Vicky and Brooke situation where, you know, people went digging to find out the truth.
Megan Key Eggmans.
Yeah.
But, and that's another thing. They just came out of this huge cancer thing.
Right.
Between Vicky and Brooks and Shannon and Tamara. They're just getting off of that, even though Tamara and Vicky are still, like, going through stuff. But overall, that's not the complete storyline anymore.
Right.
And then you come, and your ass want to start confusing shit, and we're back to this story with cancer again.
Right. And no one of that show, I choose to believe, was ever trying to be malicious or downplaying of your health condition. So your bullshit.
Yeah, Peggy, if Megan was the same way she was with Brooks, she
would have found your records.
Yeah, she would have found your records. She would have said that you're a piece of shit by now or something.
It would have came out.
Luckily, she had Aspen. She was kind of keeping to herself.
Right.
And so we asked on Twitter, do you think Peggy should have spoken up more about how she was feeling during the Iceland trip? And out of 16 votes, 63% said yes, it would have stopped fights.
It would have.
And it really could have. Between David and Deco and Shannon, Tamara and Deco and Shannon, Peggy and Shannon and Tamara and Shannon and... It's just everything was around Peggy and her not knowing. And then another thing, Peggy, don't put your hands on nobody. I don't care if you feel like somebody's talking so much. You do not put your hands on anybody.
You do not. Because you look at Megan, or not even Megan, you just look at people and you think, oh, yeah, well, they know not to hit me or they know not to. You don't know people. So had you would have, you know.
She's in the Kenya category.
Yeah. Had you would have put your hands on her like you did to zip her lips, as you say. And if she would have just backhanded you, your whole story would have been, what I did didn't warrant her reaction.
So pinching somebody's lip is classy? Yeah. Megan said she's too classy for some
You
stuff.
don't put your hand... And people just need to learn this. Naya Rivera needs to learn it. The whole... Just stop putting your hands on people.
Women. Stop putting your hands on people.
Yes. Just stop.
We also asked on Twitter... Question was, do you think Megan Key Edmonds was justified in feeling how she did toward Peggy's pinching her lips? 7 votes, 100%. Yes, keep hands off.
To yourself. because you never know how people's going to react. Just like, you know, people don't know you and your sad story and everything. You don't know what Megan's been through. She could have a trauma where, you know, her mom used to like hit her in her mouth. So now when she...
I don't know your life.
Right. So now if she even sees someone like trying to like go towards her mouth, she has a reaction to like punch you in the face. Like, you don't know people. Not everyone's going to react, luckily, the way she did.
Right.
Like, you could have done that and it could have went terribly left with like a black eye. So
right. And then you want to use your own money and your own jet and all your own lawyers to sue her.
Right. And when we rerun the clip in court, I'm going to have your own money, your own jet, and I'm going to have all, it's going to be mine.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Peggy
don't come back.
I don't need her back. Hopefully she's irritated to the point.
You know, right, you're irritating, you're annoying, you get on my nerves. Please leave.
Please leave. In the words of Heather Dubrow.
Bring her back. Bring Heather back. You want to bring somebody back.
Please leave.
Please leave my home. Please leave my TV screen.
Right? Please leave my eyes. All right, so moving on to some black people. Black Ink Crew Chicago.
Yes. Cannot wait for Black Ink Crew New York. I know we're still talking about Chicago, but New York is like...
You know what?
It's my heart.
Really, really do miss Sky.
Yes.
Sky is like a friend in my head.
Yeah.
Like, she's crazy as hell, but she's a nice ball of fun.
Right. Between Sky, Walt's Logical Shade, like, the whole dynamic.
Walt has the best interview sessions of all time. And he makes me laugh.
He really does. Like, I miss them with, like, my heart. Like, please come back.
Yeah, it should be on soon, I think.
I think it's toward the first week of December.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, so Charmaine
next week, I think.
Next week. Yeah, it is next week. Charmaine got... It kind of sucks because her agent presented as if she had like an actual role that she did not have to audition for. But when she got there, first of all, you was doing too much. Like, I understand if it's your first role, you don't have to audition anything. That's a pretty big deal, I think. Like, they're asking you for you specifically. So that is a really big deal. But you showing up with makeup, hair, wardrobe. For
a BET straight to video. I didn't even see that part of the show, but I'm pretty sure. You know, I don't even think it's going to go straight to BET. I think it's straight to DVD. I bet it's a Kenya Moore
Which
production.
Is worse.
Y'all forgot she produced movies, huh? Check her resume, boo. You forgot she was a producer, huh?
But what are these movies, though?
A Kenya Moore production.
But where were they shown?
At a Kenya Moore production studio.
But what channel?
On a Kenya Moore channel.
That doesn't exist.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I can't confirm or deny. Maybe it's one of those.
I think she did. What's that movie? That black movie that we all love?
There's always a black movie that we... What?
It was a really good movie. It's called Twa. It was her and...
See, I don't remember anything with her in it. I just see like things that come on again, and I'm like, oh, Kenya was in this, but I don't remember her being like a lead lady in anything.
No, even in Twa, dang, she didn't write herself as the lead in her own movie. Ooh, Kenya, girl.
Stop building the best business brand.
You didn't even set your own self up. I forgot who was in that movie, but it's a good straight to BET movie that I know a lot of people like.
But it's still straight to BET.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, moving on. We're talking about Black Ink. So she just had makeup in here, and then she walked in, oh, your best actress is here. And they were in a scene, and they had to say shoot cut. Like, who was that yelling in here?
You know what? You're loud, you're ghetto, you're ratchet. Please leave.
And it was just...
She walked in like she owned the place.
Yeah, she did. I'm here.
This is why you can't give certain black people nice things.
You should have gave us niggas money.
Okay, all right.
And then she kept messing up. She forgot her line. She dropped the glass.
She only had 3.
There was like, isn't she supposed to be in the editor's room? I mean, extras room? She said extra. I ain't no extra. I'm like, boo, I think you kind of are. They're calling you an extra.
Do your 3 lines, get your SAG card, and please leave.
I think she kind of like...
They didn't have Sky in the budget.
Right, Sky. You need to give Sky too much money.
Sky wants too much, but that Charmaine one, she's a keeper.
We can use her. I like you, Charmaine. No, it's no shade. I really do like Charmaine.
You throw shade too, so you understand.
Right. And then, so I think she kind of felt that she did too much because she got yelled at by the director. She kind of like felt defeated in a sense or whatever.
Aww.
And was telling her boyfriend. And right when she was telling her boyfriend, his homeboys walked in and just kind of fucked up the mood. And then I was like, well, you kind of shouldn't just put it at the vacation on his credit card.
Right, you kind of owe him. You need to be serving him and his friends, like, diligently.
No, she went in the room with her French bulldog, and said, fuck this shit.
Right.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. That's what she said. Don and Ashley, they had a gender reveal party.
Nothing like a great toxic relationship to just get you in the mood. What they do.
They had a gender reveal party for their second child together.
Third in spirit, maybe. There could be more out there we don't know about. That's what
Charmaine did kind of say that. I'll get to that.
See, Charmaine?
Shade. And so Ashley wanted a girl. She's like, I've been waiting for my girl. I can't wait to have my girl. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And, Don being a man is like, I want a boy. We can throw baseballs and footballs, stuff like that. I don't know how my man impression sounds. And so they popped the balloons. Out comes blue confetti. This pregnant lady had a fit and walked out her own gender reveal party.
She did.
And started crying.
Right. I mean, I understand having your expectations.
Right.
Like, for me, I always said, if I did have a kid, I would like if I only do have one kid, I would like my daughter. Mm-hmm. But, that probably would have been something that maybe once I got home, I probably wouldn't have cried about, but I probably just would have been like, okay, dang, all right, let me readjust my mindset to prepare for this boy. But it definitely wouldn't have been nowhere near that dramatic or theatrical.
Yeah, it was a lot. And he was like, we have a healthy boy, a healthy baby.
Right.
Like that. And she was like, well, yeah, Don was right. And, we're just going to have this healthy baby. And,
her voice.
Do I sound like it?
Yes.
Okay.
We just going to have this healthy with her horrible wig that's always on.
Okay. Her hair is usually good.
Yes.
It's the closure that's usually bad.
Women get it right.
Because when she was having this heart-to-heart outside with Don, I don't know if you heard me, I was like, oh my God, her wig. Like,
and once again, okay? First off, y'all make enough money between y'all two for you to leave corporate America. So you could have took your last corporate America check and got a quality weave.
He afforded that Mercedes he got for her.
And you can afford a quality hairstyle. I don't understand. Like, y'all be walking around like ain't nobody gonna
Nikki
see
be
you.
having good hair.
Go downstairs and go to her salon.
I think she's upstairs.
No, go upstairs.
Nikki's hair is on point. And I will hope so because she does hair.
Right.
But Nikki hair is usually
on point.
At all times.
No.
I think she needs to get them coins and give it to Nikki and help her out.
Right.
Charmaine,
it's like we know you got it.
Charmaine, I never really saw a closure problem with Charmaine. Have you?
No. Her wigs is pretty easy to snatch off because that's how she likes them. Sometimes they were snatched at the wrong times, but, yeah, I think Danielle mostly wears her hair out.
But her leave out be messed up a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
But overall,
yeah,
the hair crew in Black Ink Chicago it's not bad.
It's not. It
could be better.
Right. It's not Miss Kit from New York. I think out of everyone who I've ever seen on the Black Ink franchise, like, Miss Kitty was consistently just beat head to toe.
Oh, the new one. The new tattoo art.
Not the tattoo artist. She was
Kitty?
C's receptionist.
Oh, Kitty.
The brand ambassador.
Oh, that fuck C's. Ah, yes.
Yes.
She is usually on point at all times.
Yeah.
And that's how she felt like she can get.
Because she knew she was going to be on TV. she was prepared. And you know what? She looked good. She looked blessed. Good old Kendall.
That's from Kendall Kendall. We did not make that
right.
up. Mm-hmm. Give its proper due.
Right. We don't steal.
No, we don't steal. You look blessed.
It's good. And these bitches be coming looking sinful. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad, but sometimes. But it's not horrible, but they could do better jobs on their wigs and weaves.
You're going to be on TV. That's all I ask.
I guess they film too much to the point where they're not like Real Housewives of Atlanta coins, so where they can just have the people come and do their makeup and hair before they go on camera. And so there wasn't that much. Oh, wait. What the fuck am I talking about? We're not the midst of juiciest part of the
right. So enough with that toxic couple. Word on the street is Don probably got another girl pregnant. So we'll see how next season, enough of them. Anywho.
You know what, Don? I'm going to say this to you. I really hope you didn't get nobody pregnant.
That beard be getting you in trouble. It's the beard.
It is the beard.
Because my best friend is in love with Don. I'd be like, bitch, if you don't get it together.
It's the beard.
Because he could really come through and ruin your life. So,
well, yeah, there's proof on camera.
Beard and a nice build will just fuck your whole life up.
Yeah. No. I'm a hope that you didn't do that to your wife.
Yeah.
I'm a hope and pray that didn't happen. Right. You already had a baby before.
You cheated on a honeymoon, though, and never mind. But you cheated on not the honeymoon, the night before. So, I mean.
The wedding, yeah.
Yeah, so,
I don't know.
We'll see next season. I'm sure y'all will be back. But anywho.
But Ryan and Kat.
What we really here for.
So, I have a few feelings about the whole situation between Kat and Ryan. So, in this episode, Kat went out with Rachel again and did this, horse carriage
Ryan
thing.
Went out with Rachel.
Wait, what did I say?
Kat. I was about to say, bitch, what's
Sorry, my bad.
I get you. I know.
So many vaginas and penises are involved. I got to get them all straight. Ryan and Rachel went to this horse and carriage thing. He's trying to get back on track with Rachel. And now she's like, pretty much I'll work on it day by day. I can't do it by tomorrow type of stuff.
In layman's terms, that means within the next week or two, you could be back in my vagina. Am I lying?
No.
Yeah. It's like,
no.
We'll take it day by day. He probably texted her that night. So can I come over?
But if this were me, being that they have been in a literally on and off relationship for 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
The first offense is going to be treated like the last.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, well, I don't want to waste my time. You've already been dealing with this man
for
since
15,
16 years. How much longer are you going to have to deal with his bullshit?
Exactly. And I definitely want to agree with you on that because before I dig into Kat's ass, I just want it to be known, I do think Ryan was lying about some shit. I do think that there is something that he's not saying. I definitely do think it went deeper than, me and Kat just kissed. I definitely think you're lying about some stuff.
But here's the thing, too. Why would you, if you're already pissed at Kat for just saying that something happened and you know that y'all went all the way to fucking or sucking, why would you only tell Rachel that you only kiss when you know she already been honest about some of the stuff that's going on? You don't think that other things will come out and make it worse?
Right. Which, they don't usually do reunions for Black Ink Chicago, but I really need one this season because I still have questions from when they were at Cabo and Ryan and Rachel ended up fighting production. Because from what I read in comments, just trying to figure out what's going on, people was saying that apparently Ryan had went to production already and told them about this. And I guess maybe him and Rachel thought that by Ryan being Ryan, that the producers would be like, okay, this is something you don't want on TV. But this is producers. They got a show to make.
They're never going to not say that we're not going to have it on TV.
Right. Unless it's something that's like, and that's a maybe, like your kid just died or like some life-changing shit where it's like, okay.
They have to,
we'll have a heart.
That. Yeah.
Yes. And even sometimes with some producers, you probably won't even get that because you signed a contract. But you think they're not going to air or exploit the possibility of Kat and Ryan hooking up? Do you really think that? So that I still have questions on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ryan, I think you're definitely lying. I think you didn't want the truth to get out.
But okay, so let's just get to this point.
Yeah. Before I dig into this other thirsty hoe's ass.
Okay. That's the first issue. You can't do stuff with the woman. She comes out and says something to your current girlfriend, and you think she's not gonna say no more than that. Yeah. Or you be like, I'm just gonna say that she a lying bitch, and then you tell Rachel you didn't confirm or deny that something had happened.
Yeah. And
then you confirm, quote unquote, that you only kiss. Now let's be motherfucking real. Who just kisses at a lake house when y'all in the bathroom by yourselves?
Yeah. Y'all are in the bathroom, the shower. Yeah. It probably didn't get as far as y'all wanted to, but first off, the lake house was not y'all first round at the rodeo.
At the roundup? Would you get your dick sucked?
Yes. But yeah, like that, you're not fooling us. You sound like y'all have been messing around. Right. You got back with Rachel.
Right.
Maybe Kat's feelings was hurt. Maybe you probably, once he was back with Rachel, probably still wanted to test the waters. You wouldn't be the first man that got with somebody that they claim they love but still want to test the waters. However,
well,
just saying. So, and then Kat is like, no, I'm about to let everything out the bag. So that's what I honestly feel that happened. And two, going forward in life, if I ever come across someone that is crazy in their relationships and they're like, they don't want their boyfriend or girlfriend being friends with someone that their significant other is like, no, ain't nothing going on between me and her. That's like my sister. Or that's like my brother. You have my full blessing to act a fool and not believe them, because all through this season and even this franchise, they're always so quick to be like, that's like my sister. That's like my brother. Like Kat was sitting here, I can't believe Ryan would do this to me. That's like my brother. But on the other end, you sitting here talking about him eating you out and y'all going back and forth in LA. I know. It's just, so I'm like, so was you thinking he was like your brother then? Because that shit is nasty. I would rather, if there is a guy that I am friends with, trust and believe, I ain't gonna tell nobody he like my brother. I'm just gonna be like, that's my homie. So, like, just, and
I mean, there are situations where people do feel like they kind of are like family.
Yeah, they wasn't.
And they, hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
They feel very, very, very close. Yeah. And at some point, this is why people argue that people of the opposite sex can't be true friends.
Yeah.
Because they eventually do have feelings for each other. The problem with Kat is that she did not make sure that nothing would change if they were to proceed.
Yeah, but she's done that even with like Van. She's like, that's like my brother. He's like, that's like my sister. I'm like, but I've seen y'all on screen make out with each other. And I'm like, and I'm kind of like, that's why people, when they get in relationships and other people have friends that they're like, that's like my sister and brother. And people like, bullshit. That means either y'all have already messed around or you just use that brother-sister title as a way to stay in close proximity. And watching this season, I'm like, you know what? If I met a guy and he was like, well, such and such is like my sister, get rid of the bitch. or at least move her back. Like, okay. It just makes me personally see, like, people will willingly, not all, they will really willingly use the brother, sister, or we like family title and still will fuck you like a person in the street that you just met. Like,
you mean fuck over?
Fuck over, fuck with, just, you like my brother, but you was sucking his dick last night. So either what goes on in y'all family is weird, or you never thought of that person. I mean, like your brother.
Okay to say that, but once you cross the line, you can't say that anymore.
And then I thought Ryan was like my brother. Don't say that anymore. Just don't.
Well, I think what she was saying, she wasn't saying that after the fact. What she was saying is like, we were like that, and how can you treat me like this when we had that relationship before? Yeah. I don't think she was saying that again after the fact, like, you're like my brother. Like, no, she wasn't saying that. She was like, we had this relationship before all of this happened. I can't believe that you would treat me this way. Right. Now, Kat, I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't matter if they're like your brother or like your cousin or like your little big brother. You cannot sit here and think that that small little title is going to keep a man from fucking you over. Yeah. That's where the real problem is. Right. And you also can't put anything past anyone.
And because she keeps saying, like, from what I see, she keeps saying, I just want you to tell the truth. I just want you to stop lying and everything. I'm like, why do you need him to make this big confession or admit to people as to what it was? Because everything that has happened between y'all, excluding where the cameras caught, you know, her coming out the bathroom, right, at the lake house, everything that has been bought out has been on your account. Like, Ryan hasn't came out and just out of nowhere been like, fuck Kat, she this, she that. And you like, oh, I'm this and that, but you trying to, it hasn't been like that. It's been, you've come out to say, well, actually, over the summer, we had this and that. And then you came out to be like, well, now at the lake house, then we had this. And now I just have to tell Rachel. It's like, wait, why do you feel the need to have him confess? Like, why do you need him to put it on the table when from the beginning, you've really been the only one that has put it all out there on the table? So
because, like I said, she didn't confirm what was going on truly before she went through with this. Now, if she would have talked to Ryan beforehand and they had the true same mutual feelings for each other, then he would not be trying to lie about her. Yeah. And he would have actually pursued having some type of more of relationship-based esque thing with Kat. Now, you go in one place, you say, well, I feel bad. Or, you know, I don't want to be around Ryan because he's with Rachel and all that kind of stuff. You're trying to expose him. Right. Because he didn't go after you. And in a sense of a relationship. Right. He decided to continue the relationship with Rachel. Right. But decided that he still wanted bits and pieces of you that you were allowing him to have. Yeah. Now, when it didn't come up the way that you wanted it to, then you tried to pull the I feel bad for your girlfriend card, so and I feel like I need to tell her. Now, people only really want to do that for one of two, maybe more than two reasons, but I'm going to give two. Either they feel like you betrayed them and they want you to hurt.
Like they're hurting.
Or if they're like, if I can't have you, then you can't have this relationship. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Because
there's some people that are like, you know what? This feels weird, but do you? I'm not going to mess up with your relationship.
I won't know parts of it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that happens. There's some people where they find out that they have a relationship and they didn't know. Right. And they're like, I didn't know. I have no hard feelings. That's what you do with your girlfriend. Be that way. I'm not about to be Captain Save-A-Ho for every other bitch that you fucked over. Yeah. That's not my responsibility. Yeah. So in that sense, it's like, God, you can't just force somebody to say something to better your emotions that you've felt like you wasted on somebody that was your brother.
Which was the same exact thing she did with 4 last season when she found out that he was possibly dating her and Nikki at the same time. I want you to confess. I want you. And then you did all this. You got into a fight with Nikki. You got into arguments with 4 while y'all were in the DR. It's like, why are you really always on this crusade for like the truth to come out? And I know it sounds like I'm saying, how do I put this? It's like, it's just so weird. It's like you're always trying to prove something that in the scope of the bigger picture, it doesn't matter. And it kind of makes it look to certain people, it's like, well, maybe you're on this mission to try to prove something to maybe break him and Rachel up or break 4 and Nikki up, which is like, I don't want to say that.
I don't even think it's about the women.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah,
it's purely about the men, and the women are collateral damage.
Yeah.
It's not about the women. It can be any man.
Yeah.
If she feels like she's been done wrong, she wants everybody to know that this man is a piece of shit.
Right.
And you need to be honest about what was going on, dates, timelines, text messages, emails, if they still do that, 2-way pages, they still got that. I don't know.
Right.
But it's just like, if you feel like, for me, for example, in my personal day-to-day life,
right,
if I feel like somebody has done me wrong or real shady, I don't need to waste my time trying to, quote unquote, expose
the
you.
Truth.
You are a piece of shit, and because you're going to continue being a piece of shit, you're just going to have to ask karma and God for mercy. That has nothing to do with
and
me.
And then y'all on a TV show. So it's like, well, you know what? If he was doing anything wrong, it's going to come to light.
And then if he was contacting you, talking about he wanted to eat your pussy and all that kind of stuff, and kiss you and hug you, then block his damn number. Right. But then you still show up at 9 Mag like, oh, I belong here. Mm-hmm. If you felt like you could start a shop all on your own in LA, why can't you feel like you can start a shop in Chicago? I don't understand.
Season, right. And that's why I'm confused, because I'm like, even last season when Ryan had initially fired you, even once y'all had made up and squashed all you guys' differences, you still were not working at 9 Mag. Unless they did some editing that we didn't know, you didn't go back to working at 9 Mag. Because I know that's even when Cobra came in, and then y'all had got into it, and Cobra was like, why are you coming at me? You don't even work here.
You don't even go here.
Right. And from what I remember, you had a space that was like upstairs or something.
It was like her gallery or
something.
something.
I'm like, so why couldn't you turn that into your tattooing? And once again, I know this is a show, so a lot of it is scripted, but I'm like, one more person, unless they all financially went in as an investment on 9 Mag, y'all got one more time to tell the actual owner of the shop how he's going to run his business.
Yeah. The smart thing is that if you really feel like you built a business from the ground up, you can't claim this unless you got some paperwork.
So you should have made sure when he signed the lease, or when he made that corporation or LLC or whatever he did, you should have made sure to be like, my name is on it. But it sounds as if Ryan did everything and you guys were the first tattoo artists there. That is, you didn't help build the business. That means you were just the first employees. There's a very big difference.
Ultimately, they're still employees,
unless
they're like have shares or
right,
whatever case it be. Some of y'all need to take an actual business class,
please,
because
learn from this.
We're all rooting for you. How dare you?
And Van, should your ass end up in jail next season or any other season, truthfully, I'm not gonna feel bad for you. For a person, and I guess this can even apply to like a lot of people in the real world. For a person that was sobbing and boo-hooing and you had the violins going when you were about to go to jail for 3 or 4 months. Oh my God, my life, and the system and everything like that, which yes, we know the system is very flawed. Exactly. However, You're now out of jail, still on probation. Yet you are the quickest person to engage in a domestic altercation. You're very ready to fight.
He's Mr. Catch These Hands.
Yes, you are very quick to do that. And it's like, even if don't nobody personally snitch on you, you're on TV fighting. All it takes is, PO, somebody on production to be like, you know what? Van needs to be handled. One
Isn't
call.
That how Amber got caught up from T-Mom?
Yes, that is beating on Gary. They were like, no. We're going to make an example out of you. And one call, you're back to jail. And then guess what? You're going to want more sympathy and more support and more boo-hoo. The system's wrong. But it's like, no, you literally are out here on probation, acting the ass, just trying to fight just because. Take your muscles, sit down, calm down. Please leave.
Please leave.
And
we're trying to make sure that you don't leave and go to jail.
Right. Because if I see somewhere it's like, oh, you going back to jail for a fight, I'm blowing up all your social media talking shit.
Right.
Don't drop the soap. But then I'd be wrong. Or maybe drop the soap. I don't know. That's your business.
Oh, my God.
The point is, stop putting yourself in this. I'm telling you right now, as a concerned citizen, stop putting yourself in these dumbass positions to where 6 months from now, your PO is showing up at your door like, we seen footage of you assaulting someone. Now you got to go back to jail for a year.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to feel sorry for you. So control your anger, calm down. Unless it's a script, then, hey, but still.
But yeah, I just feel like when it comes to, I know there's some people that are going to be like, yeah, Kat should be the one for exposing him because Ryan did her wrong. But I'm going to say this. I probably said this in the first 2 episodes, and I'll probably say this again. Us women, and I'm including myself because I have done this before, we need to make sure that we are in the control of how we go into a situationship with a guy. Mm-hmm. We can't have the men control everything. You can't be like, oh, well, I want him to come after me and all that kind of stuff, but you're not really looking for all the red flags that you need to. And then afterwards, they're like, you have to have the what are we talk. Nobody wants to have that. And it can save your emotions.
Right.
Now, if you go in a situation, you're like, nope. You're my fuck buddy. I don't want you sleeping here. I don't want you spending the night. Once we're done, you get out. Please leave. And and that you can detach emotion from sex. Mm-hmm. But if you're attaching emotion to everything, and good damn well 90% of the men know how not to do that, you're going to be left doing what Kat's doing. So,
yeah,
do better. Mm-hmm. Learn from this.
Please do. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to come back. I don't want to be watching this show 2 seasons from now, and then you're in the same situation with Van.
Yeah. So we're going to move to our last show of Roa. Mm-hmm. And,
yeah.
I really want to being that Roa is the only all black or majority black cast of the Housewives franchise, some of the things that happen or the things that people say as far as the cast members say really just it kind of grinds my gears.
Yeah.
One of them being how I'm going to start off with the Nene party because there was a lot going on in there. First, this is the only city of the Housewives franchise that likes to throw gay, lesbian, transgender as insults to other people when you're trying to insult them. Mm-hmm. Now, you don't like a bitch? You don't like a bitch.
Yeah.
But trying to defame her or anything, a
Trying to
woman,
say
by
your
saying, oh, well, you're a lesbian, you like to get your kitty licked.
Your husband's gay and
your husband's gay.
With
like
no type of evidence or anything. I heard he was gay. Just like, whoa. Like,
you guys need to stop using that as an defense.
You sound stupid.
You sound dumb.
And then you guys are the main ones that you have your gay best friend.
And and Andy Cohen made it very clear. Gay people or gay individuals and people in the LGBTQIA community, I believe I think it's more letters than that.
Yeah.
They're not your possession. They're not something.
Accessories.
They're not accessories that you can dangle and say, "Hey, here's my gay friend
that does my hair or dresses me." Or no,
they are people. They are individuals. They are human beings. Mm-hmm. They have jobs.
Right.
They
respect
have coins.
Respect their fabulousness and their
titles, and them being a human being.
Mm-hmm.
We have our best friend is Marcus. Hi.
Love
and
you.
I would never call him my gay friend or my gay best friend.
Never.
Marcus is Marcus. And Marcus treats us better than half the straight men that we even know. But that don't even... Right. But that doesn't mean anything to us.
Right.
He just happens to be gay.
Right.
But he's not a prop. He's not somebody I want to shine. You know, it was shiny. Look what I got. I got a gay man. I got a gay husband.
That we can laugh and have drinks with.
No.
It's not how it
works. He don't even want to be around us like that. Like, oh my God, too much estrogen. Like, that's just how he is. You can't just say, oh, a gay man automatically knows how to do hair, or a gay man automatically knows how fashion is, or a gay man automatically wears.
He's automatically feminine, or no.
No. You remember Karamo threw everybody off?
Oh my God, I'm still fooled to this day.
15
years later.
Right. So, you, women of Atlanta, Stop. And it happened twice in this episode, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
And y'all had a talking to by Andy Cohen in the past.
Bitches about to start getting fired.
Don't get Andy pissed.
Right.
First of all, now, Nene titled her party Girls and Gays, or Gals and Gays.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm like, okay. But the part I didn't know until Derek J brought it up, who is a infamous hairstylist in Atlanta who happens to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
And he had mentioned that it was like girls bring your guests. Ooh, Lord, my words. It said,
it's a tongue twister.
Bring your best gay friend. Now, once again, you are making it seem as they are a prop for you to bring, you know, a toy or something shiny, or like a dog or something like that. And Derek J made a very good point. That's like you going to a white person's party and they say, bring your best black friend.
Yeah, unacceptable.
You would be offended. Like, I'm only brought here because I'm black?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any kind of sense.
Very disrespectful. And you would think with them being in Atlanta and having that much exposure to gay men and women and trans, you would think that they would know better.
But why is it only the black community, though? That's not even just Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Sadly, because...
Not props.
People. Yeah.
Just because you are accepting of the gay community does not mean that you can use them whenever you feel like it.
Just like a white person, if you, not all obviously, but just like if a white person was to say something offensive, like, I bet this black person likes chicken or something, it's like, whoa, that's a little offensive. I have tons of black friends. Like, that's what it is. And even on the reunions, when Andy asked them about it, that is honestly, and I've even heard it from Nene on several times, one of her first things is, I've done this and this for the gay community. And it's like, if you're still saying ignorant things,
all
it
that's
doesn't
null
matter.
And void. Then it gets to the point where we don't want you to do for anything for us if you feel like we're props.
Right.
If you feel like we're toys or chihuahuas or purse dogs that you can just, oh, look, isn't he cute? Like,
yeah.
he's gay, he's pretty. Like,
right.
no, or she's pretty. Or,
Mm-hmm.
And the second offense was Kenya and Kim got into it at this party at Nene's house. Now, I made it very clear I don't like Kenya. I will say, Kim, you did way too much to try to badger her. I would much rather you say, let's have a one-on-one, but you want to have a one-on-one to rip her to shreds.
Right.
But doing that in front of everybody and just off the bat, just like, it's a lie, bitch. And so, you expect to get ripped into shreds by Kenya. Kenya, at the same time, you should have expected it.
Yeah.
Because you talked about her husband. You talked about him not having a job. You talked about how she looked like she had 6 kids. You just talked about everything. Mind you, if I'm having a disagreement with somebody and I'm working on things like the husband and the kids, why would I talk about that about somebody else and I don't have it? Mm-hmm. But now you have it, so now you can say you talk shit about it. Yeah. Like, you should have expected that, Kenya. Like, you did crazy ass shit. It's like, for some reason, as soon as she meets somebody, she wants to go ham. Yeah. She did that with Portia. Mm-hmm. With her first season. She's done that with Sheree. She's done that with Kim. Yeah. Now, Kim, I understood, like, why is she going in your basement when you told her not to go in the basement? And it's like, oh, you're just going around the house to be shady. Right. Even though she said, don't go in the basement. Right. She was just voicing her opinion and you came for her. Yeah. You be like, well, I can do whatever I want. It's none of your business. So you could have left it there. Yeah. But then you just talked about all kind of shit. Right. That you shouldn't have. So, you should have expected it. And your other problem, Kenya, the fact that you was like, why do you have a heart on it for me? Didn't they remove it when you had your gender reassignment surgery? Yeah. And you're at a girl and gays event. Right. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Stop using stuff from the gay community, the trans community, as an insult. That's not funny. Yeah, not at all. You can talk about anything you want to talk about her. Mm-hmm. But then I'm just tired of hearing it from Atlanta. Yeah. Yep. Couldn't agree more with that. Yeah, they got to do better. They have to. They really do. And Andy, if you ever listen to this, please rip them a new one. Right. They be like, be the last time I tell you guys, stop using us as an insult. Yeah. Because they're the only franchise that does it. And it's sad. You don't hear them talking about Sonya Morgan kissing on girls in New York. Mm-mm. Or Kelly Dodd and Shannon sharing that kiss. They didn't call them lesbians. Yeah. And that's why you're a lesbian. That's why you let somebody lick the box. Yeah. That's supposed to be offensive. It's only offensive because you truly, truly, truly don't accept them for who they are. Truth be told. You still think it's taboo and nasty and all that kind of stuff. That's why you're doing it. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you hear this, but like, you're a piece of shit, blah, blah, you're fat. What I'm saying is true. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to try to use being gay or even having bisexual tendencies, whatever you want to call it, as an insult to somebody else. It's not an insult. She wanted to get her kitty licked
by a woman. That's business.
Her business.
Please leave.
Please leave. But anyway, Sheree talked to a therapist earlier in that episode about, the violence that went on between her and her ex-husband, how she was going to explain talking to her kids. She said she was going to do it within 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But it's hard. And her kids are grown. Right. I think, was it Kaylee? Her youngest daughter? I think she's like 15, 16. Yeah. So they're pretty much damn grown. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be hard discussing that with him. I don't know. Yeah. Do you think it's kind of fake that Kenya asked Sheree to be a part of a domestic violence event? Yes. But then I was just thinking about how Sheree was like, Sheree was like,
I don't know if her marriage is real or not, but she has been like a whole lot nicer and much more easier to be around. So part of me was like, okay, yeah, it is a little fake, especially because you were the one who, like, I guess outed her domestic violence situation. So it was like, as a survivor of that yourself, you should understand why just having that being thrown out there isn't really good.
That forces her to have to talk to her. Like,
right.
That kind of started it.
Yeah, especially if, you know, she's in the process of working on her relationship with, you know, Bob at the time. So, like, what if he would have got wind of that and got mad and, like, went and beat her up or something like that? Like, you don't know what your words can really say to someone,
especially when they're dealing with the same person that they had the assault with. So that's
right,
kind of not cool.
Yeah. And then on the other hand, a small part of me was like, well, maybe, you know, I don't know.
I just felt like just because she's saying stuff like congratulations, you're like, oh, well, she congratulated me. You know, I'm gonna bring her back into my world now. Like, it's just like, I get so irritated. Like, it shouldn't be that simple for somebody to come back into your life and you do this whole domestic violence event because you're both survivors. You should have had some kind of respect for her before you really find out honestly and truly that she was in this type of situation. Because you talked about it until you heard it come out from Bob's mouth. Then you looked stupid. Like, I don't understand
her.
Her storyline is always messiness with other people. And effed up relationships.
Very true. They all give me a big headache.
Yep, and it looks like Marlo and Nene are friends again. They can talk for 4 years, apparently.
Which, I like Nene for TV. She's great. But I'm not going to lie, she would probably be one of those people where I couldn't be friends with her because she kind of reminds me of a more entertaining version of Teresa Giudice from New Jersey. Like, loyalty is always agreeing with me and saying what I want you to say. And the minute I think that you say anything wrong or anything that I don't like, then you were never a true friend. You're hating. And she has this air about her that's kind of like, I can say whatever I want to you because I'm being real, but you can't say whatever you want to me. Because I looked at Nene differently like 2 seasons ago, honestly, when she did call Peter a bitch, because we could be the best of friends. You call my husband a bitch, I'm going to try to put hands on you because you don't cross that line. Because me as a person, I would never cross that line with any of my friends.
What should have she done?
She should have, in that moment, if she really felt like there was an issue, okay, address Cynthia and Peter. You don't come out your mouth and say, you acting like a bitch, because I guaranteed you
Cynthia was there.
I know. Address them in a better tone.
Oh, you mean address them in a different way?
Because had Peter would have been like, you know what, Nene, you acting like a bitch, it would have been like World War III. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you guys are all friends. So I'm not saying don't address each other, talk to each other. But if it gets to the point to where
she should have walked away.
Yes, or at a certain point. If it gets to the point to where you comfortable enough to where you can call my husband a bitch, we have a problem and we need to reevaluate our relationship.
But they weren't even good friends at that time.
Yeah.
So that's why she felt like she could.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, Nene, everything about her is just entertaining for TV, but to me personally, she's exhausting. Like, the first episode of the season, she told Portia, I want to talk about the whole thing from the beginning. Okay, 2 episodes later, Portia sends you a text message. Nene, I would like to talk to you so I can figure out what have I done that you're so angry with me. I didn't like the fact that she used angry. Well, you are kind of angry at her.
True.
Like, what? she's just one of the... Yes.
It's like I have to kiss your ass and
yes.
we don't know exactly what's good for you.
Right. Yeah.
And you want to meet up when you want to meet up, but when I want to meet up and talk to you, you don't want to go through with it.
Yeah. No, great for TV. Great. Just please leave.
Please leave.
In your beautiful home.
I like it. It's not my touch.
Yeah.
I'm not really good with the all white, but I like it.
Beautiful home.
Beautiful home.
Mm-hmm.
But we're coming to the close of our third episode.
Yay!
It was actually a little bit longer than the past, but there were, I guess, some more deeper issues being with Teen Mom OG starting, drug use.
If you have a business or a brand.
You know what?
Words mean things.
Shout out to the Reed.
I know, yes.
That's not ours either.
Right.
But, it's just, you got to get to the point where you have to be realistic. And this is why this podcast was developed. It's bringing reality to reality TV. Mm-hmm. You cannot think that you can watch these shows and apply it directly how it's done in your own life.
You can't.
You're going to get shot or stabbed or lose millions of dollars.
Yes.
Either way it goes. But I hope you enjoy. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
If you have T-mail for us, coworkers getting on your damn nerves.
Want to break up with your boyfriend, but don't know how.
Send it to Realitea V, REALITEV @gmail.com. And got anything you want to say to the people before we head out?
I think, oh, jeez, I'm so tired. I think in the email address, you forgot the A at the end of T.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Now I got to spell it again. REAL.
You sound like you're in the spelling bee right now.
TEAV @gmail.com. Yes. Y'all catch the drift.
All right.
We'll have it in the handle. Yeah.
Yes, we'll have it in the handle and all that. So please, if you guys are listening on iTunes, on Spreaker, on YouTube, please leave a review.
Yes.
We are going to have some exciting things coming up in the future, and we're going to need you guys to start putting reviews and comments and really interact with us.
Show us,
We'll read out your comments and stuff on the air like we did today for Miss Stories on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So, hit us up, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Whatever.